Four-wheel driving and camping isn't always about having the latest and greatest in equipment and modifications. It's about getting out there and enjoying the country with what you do have. In this episode, we pack the esky, swag and camp chair and take a back to basics approach to check out some of the amazing spots New South Wales has to offer in our never been off-road Nissan GU Patrol. Proudly supported by Outback Equipment and in part by We're off on our first maiden voyage in the new Nissan Patrol. It's good this is an auto, meaning Demi can drive while I do some of the filming. First ever time four-wheel driving. For her, not for me obviously. That one was deep. So Demi and I are away for a weekend away four-wheel driving and camping in a local area on the New South Wales mid-north coast, and we've driven up on a Friday afternoon. It's getting late, that sun's just going down now, but we're not too far from camp. Where we're camping tonight is a paid and gated national parks campground called Udale's Hut. Now I've been up all around this area, but I've never actually, I've been all up around this area, but I've never actually paid to get access down into Udale's Hut itself, so pretty keen to get down there and check it out for the first time. So I booked this afternoon. You have to pre-book and then you get the code for the gate, so we'll unlock and start making our way down. We have arrived down the bottom here at Udale's Hut, which was sadly burned in the fires 18 months ago now, so the hut is no longer here. It's sort of a bit of rubble and stuff where it once was. Beautiful spot down here in the valley though. It is starting to get late, the stars are already coming out. There's 3 bookings they take for this place tonight, so the other 2 are got people at them. The third one's kind of squished in between them, so I think we might just camp out here, back here in the paddock a bit near the hut or something. Alright, we just grabbed a nice grassy spot up here in the corner of the paddock, and rather than squishing ourselves down there between the others and enjoy this beautiful night here out under the moon and stars. First night camping in the new Patrol, so we'll get it set up. We're back to the basics a bit. We've got a swag on the roof and an esky in the back. They do have wood here. They have a big pile just over there, so we went and grabbed a couple of bags worth to get us firewood for the night. I'm setting up the swag, Demi's lighting the fire, and then we'll be able to sit down and relax. It's exciting to be out here in a new place I've never been to before, and with a new Patrol, first time ever camping and having it out the bush, and got, you know, back to a bit of a basic setup here. It's already getting late, it's coming up 9 o'clock, so we're going to cook a simple easy dinner. We have egg halloumi salad burger type things with some salad mix to go on the side as well. So I got a skillet, which I'll cook the eggs and halloumi on the fire and cut up all the fresh stuff, and then what? Eat it. Halloumi's cooking on the fire. Just bought a pre-bagged salad mix, saved making our own. Got some sauce here to mix through it. I've cut up some avocado, tomato, beetroot. Got some fresh lettuce out of Dad's garden.
I can't with you. What the hell?
How do you do it?
Not from like 10 feet up in the air.
Time to start assembling these burgers. So just got some fresh buns, got our halloumi here, we cooked up on the fire, some tomato, got some egg, thank you, some avocado, some beetroot, some sauce. We got our bagged salad mix to go on the side, some fresh lettuce from Dad's garden. Now it just looks like a big bowl of lettuce. Sit down by the fire and enjoy our plate of lettuce, and we'll check back in the morning.
I'm gonna be alright. I've been caught in time. I want you to know that I love you so. My friend, the skies are bright. I see orange light.
A little bit windy, but it is a beautiful morning down here at Udale's hut out in this valley. That sun's sort of shining through the clouds there a bit. Plenty of room down here and beautiful views with the mountains all around you. We've got that fire going. We're going to sit around here for a little bit and relax and have some brekkie. Now, I'm not much of a coffee drinker myself, but Demi is a coffee addict. So we have to make sure we have coffee on every single trip we're away, or we're both going to be in for a horrible day. So I've just boiled up some water in the billy on the fire. And then she's got some new coffee to try, which is from the Gums. Now how this one works is it comes in a satchel type thing, I guess you'd call it. So you've got a filtered bag which you sit in your mug there, and then tip your boiling water over the top. So it looks like you just tip bits of boiling water through your filter there, let it filter the coffee out, and then Demi's filled up with cold water. But the reason we got these filter things is because she was using like ground coffee in an AeroPress, but you got sick of doing that.
Yeah.
It was too painful, too slow apparently, so this is obviously a little bit quicker and easier. And you get fresh coffee at camp. So what's the verdict?
Scrumptious.
Scrumptious. No, does it taste good?
Yeah, it tastes really good.
Does it taste like, because you have a coffee machine at home, you make coffee, and does it taste as good as that?
I feel like it might taste better.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, so just start using these at home now too.
It's not bitter or anything. It's just delish.
Well, looks like we solved our coffee dilemma of camping. We got a nice, delicious coffee that apparently tastes better than the coffee machine at home, and it's quick and easy to do in the morning. We'll start packing up camp and head on up out of here. I'll go through this camp setup, but maybe tonight or tomorrow morning at camp we'll get into the day. Pretty awesome views on the way up out of here. Quite a steep little track, as you can probably tell from our puff there. I'm running this camera around, but yeah, it's all very easy. Any stock standard four-wheel drive with low range will get in and out of this place, no dramas at all. And seems Demi's taken over the driving for the weekend. Having fun? Oh, I don't get to drive the 4-wheel drive anymore. Once we came out of that Oxley Wild Rivers National Park, whatever it is, where we camped last night, Udale's hut, come back onto the main highway and down a bit, and then we popped over this sort of the other side of the mountain range into the Sells State Conservation Area. We've just hit down the bottom here now. It's beautiful down in here on the creek. It's all basic 4-wheel driving in here these days because they graded it all maybe 18 months ago now, but it's still very steep down in here. Then you got some nice creek crossings and that, and then steep back up out the other way. We're going to head through here for a bit of an explore. I don't know, we may camp down here or we'll head back up out. We'll see what happens. Yeah, that hat looks so big. New hat for summer, sun safety. Not that it's very hot today anyway, but I'm prepared. It's just so nice down in here. It's like you're in a completely different world, sort of down here in the rainforest with this beautiful creek flowing through it that you crisscross. Perfect trip to test out the Patrol. As I said, this is our first time taking it off-road, so you're always a little bit nervous about it, and you kind of heighten senses, listening out for every noise it makes and things like that. But yeah, it's been performing beautifully so far, no problems at all, and all this sort of stuff's easy as for it. This little crossing here actually has a bit of depth to it. It's above my knees there. Jimmy will probably freak out coming through it. What do you have to say for yourself?
There's nothing there.
You're the first one to scratch the car. But that's because I tried to wipe it away.
There's nothing even there.
Look at all these scratches.
It's part of 4 driving, babe. You wouldn't understand.
The other one's like, don't scratch the new car!
Yeah, you don't scratch.
You're allowed to. What do you think this is? Tokyo Drift or something?
That was an accident.
You maniac. You're going up the ruts and you're just like...
It was an accident. It's slippery.
Made it down to the end of the Sells here, the Hilton Hotel. So the Sells is an old gold mining area. We already passed a couple, we didn't bother stopping, but there's quite a few old gold mines you can walk into and that, which are pretty cool to check out. There's actually one just through there somewhere on the other side of that hut. That's what this hut was originally built for the workers down here, and there's a bit of old machinery along the way as well and stuff like that. Pretty cool spot and a great place to come test out the new 4-wheel drive. Demi's first time 4-wheel driving. Scratching up the car, drifting up the hills. We just popped down the creek a little bit from the hut, only 100 metres or so, and there's a cool little waterfall and swimming hole down the bottom there, but you sort of got to clamber around the rocks, and it's probably not the best place to make a 23-week pregnant girlfriend head off down the rocks there. So we're just going to swim in these little pools up the top here, which are pretty nice anyway, cool down. It's quite warm down in here. As per usual, feeling so much better after a swim, nice and refreshed. We were thinking about camping here, but it's only mid-afternoon. We've still got plenty of daylight left, so we might head up out of here. We're going to head up this one straight behind the hut, which is Eagle Hawk, which is, there's quite a few options in now this place. We came in Corn Cob Fire Trail. On the other side of the creek's another one up out, which is Grassy Ridge. And I think this one is Grassy Ridge for the first bit, but then it turns into Eagle Hawk Trail. But this is a nice fun steep one up out of here. So we're going to head up out and then maybe find somewhere to camp, yeah, in a couple of hours. I know there's a bit of a campground down over the other side, and maybe check that out. Demi's still driving. I haven't driven the whole weekend yet. I'm just on filming duties, which I don't really mind doing. Is that scary?
Yeah. Don't want to do this now.
Heading up out this trail now. It's quite steep up through here, but it's a fun little drive. This car's beautiful out the bush. Not that I'm driving it, Demi's driving it the whole time, but it's not. It's heaps nice to be in. It's quiet and it's got plenty of power that you need on these hills. No problems with it. Seems to be running beautifully. The auto is obviously a little bit different to drive compared to what I'm used to with the manual. But we've mostly been using it in the manual mode in the auto. So like there's drive, and then you put it back in there and you can plus and minus gears accordingly. So basically just manually putting it in first for up and down all these steep hills. Because we're sort of finding that the auto in itself is pretty hopeless on these tracks. Like, you wouldn't really want to not have that Tiptonic transmission or whatever it is, because on all the downhills and uphills it's basically putting itself up to third or fourth low gear, low range every time, and especially on the downhills it's just running away from you in auto. But yeah, put it back in the manual mode and seems to hold up reasonably well. Definitely not as good as my diesel manual, but it's not hopeless altogether. It's still got a fair bit of engine compression on the downhills once you put it back to that first load. We're just about back up the top. It's getting very, very windy again. You're always hoping one of these trees doesn't come crashing down on you, but gonna go and try and find camp now. Pretty good. Made it down to our camp spot. I can't believe it. There's no one here tonight. We got the whole place to ourselves. This is Maxwell's flat. Nice big grassy area down here in the forest, and we're reasonably protected from the wind as well. We're not here about to get blown away or a tree blown onto us during the night. And yeah, I honestly thought there'd be other people down here, but stoked. Got it all to ourselves. Got a nice grassy area. We're going to set the camp up, get the fire going and warm up. To go with today's cold weather, we're going to cook a soup tonight. It is wonton soup. We kind of forget how to make it, but we did it at home a few weeks ago and it was pretty delicious, so we're going to give it another crack. Got a cube of tofu. You need to dry it out a little bit, which I forgot the paper towel, so we're using a tea towel for that. And then I start dicing veggies. Got to very finely dice up the veggies, starting with mushrooms. I don't have a mixing bowl, so we're going to use the billy to mix all this stuff together. Definitely first time camping in the Patrol, you forget quite a few things. We forgot a phone charger, we forgot a mixing bowl, paper towel, we forgot scrubbers to wash up with. And I feel like there's heaps of little bits and pieces we forgot.
Put your brain.
Yep. Finely diced spring onions next, some red cabbage, I'm going to grate up some carrot. And then Demi's putting the tofu in there now, so dry it out a little bit on that tea towel, and then you just kind of crumble it up in your fingers into the mixing billy. Grated up the carrot, we'll put that in the mixer. Salt and pepper in there, tamari sauce, sesame oil. So you got it all in there now. Some ginger, and then mix it together. All mixed together, and we got a mushed up mix that looks like that. It actually smells really good. Give this table a good wipe down because we got to make on it now. This is a brand new table. It's still got all the plastic stuff on, which I haven't actually ripped off it yet. I probably should do that. So now we got to make the actual wontons, which is a, where'd you get this from, Coles? Wonton wrapper packet. And then we lay them all out on the table. It's actually a little bit painful, this, to be honest.
Worth it though.
Yeah, it tastes good. And then you're getting a little scoop and putting it in the middle, is that right?
Yep.
How much? That much? It's putting a teaspoonish of mix in each one, because then you got to actually wrap them up. Usually these are done with pork and chicken. Pork or chicken, for anyone who got upset about the tofu. Now begins the fun part of, we've got about 10,000 wonton wrappers laid out. We've got to wrap them up delicately. So we've got no idea what I'm doing. Look, looks the same as yours.
No, it doesn't. Can't take you anywhere.
Yeah, we'll just state for the record now, we're probably doing it completely wrong before anyone gets too triggered. This isn't like Jamie Oliver professional how to cook show. This is just have a crack and see what happens show. When you wrap them, you put a little bit of water on the ends of them too, because the water helps them stick together. Otherwise they won't stick very well. Because you got to make them into these little things or whatever they call, because they're going to get cooked in a pot with water soon. So they've got to be somewhat decently held together. While we've been making the wontons over there, we've got the cast iron oven on the fire. So put a heap of water in there, 2 cubes of vegetable stock, some ginger, no ginger, and just let it boil up, and then we'll just put some broccolini in there to let that boil through a bit. And then once that gets a bit closer to being done, ouch, we're going to put the wontons in there, but they only need, what, 2 minutes to cook, like 3 or 4. So once this broccolini's cooked through a couple more minutes, we'll chuck the wontons in. If any don't hold together, we know that they're the ones that Demi made.
Yours look horrible.
Doubt it. Mine were all perfect. Oh yeah, we do it in 2 batches, hey? Forgot about that. So just put half in, because this saucepan, oven, whatever you want to call it, isn't massive. And then you basically wait till they rise to the top, which only takes a minute or 2. Once they've risen to the top, you give them another 2 minutes and then pull them all out and they'll be ready to eat, and then we'll do the second half. And then dinner will be ready. Yum, because I'm starving. Got the first half out, put the rest in. There was a few that fell apart, so we just know that Demi made those ones.
You made them. The few that fell apart, we just know that Tyler made those ones.
Second batch is ready, so just scooping them out now along with the broccolini, and put all the soup in there too, and ready to go. Delicious. Sit back and relax by his fire and enjoy the rest of the night. You always forget how cold it is out in these mountains. Back at home, like, it's just been stinking hot every day, and you come out here and we didn't really bring enough warm clothes, and we nearly froze to death last night, but it's starting to warm up in the sun now. Beautiful morning out here in the bush. That wind's still whipping around up in the trees though a little bit. Before we pack up, I thought I'd do a quick run through of the camp setup that we've used to get started with our trips away in the patrol. Just got the drifter Stockton fire pit, that's the one we always use. Got a new chair off them too, because I'm super romantic and stuff, so it's a nice double chair we can sit on together. I got a couple of these Chaos boxes, like an orange one there. That's got some fire lighters, tyre deflators in, a few bits and pieces. This one has our lighting in it. So that was what we used on the first night, like some Nebo lights, lanterns, flashlights, head torches to use around camp. Table is the front runner table, which comes straight off the roof rack. So that was the one I installed up on there. You need a front runner roof rack to be able to mount and install this table, but awesome big stainless steel table. The swag is just our old crash pad swag, so back to sleeping in the swag. The mattress isn't as comfy compared to the rooftop tent because we have a nice big 100mm one in there, but the swag's still great to sleep in. It's nice and cozy in there. And then in the boot, we've just kind of chucked everything in there. That's one thing I'm gonna have to sort out, like how to start properly storing things. Just got this is from Chaos, a 47 litre, 42, 45 something litre esky. So it's just like a cold esky that you open up, and obviously we got some ice down the bottom there, and you can, yeah, esky. Fridge will be great to have it one day, but this works alright for the moment. Other than that, just kind of chucked in, got a few of the drifter bags, got like recovery bag, chainsaw, a few bits and pieces in there. And then just on the back seat, we've chucked stuff here as well. So a couple of these are front runner boxes, black boxes, which we got food in both of them. A couple of clothes bag, got a 20 litre water bottle down behind the seat there, got my camera bag. And yeah, that's about it, I reckon. It's actually kind of cool to go back to living a bit more basic. I'd say the main problem we've had is just need to properly set this car up for be a bit more organised, because just kind of threw everything in there, so that's probably one thing I need to sort out. Anyways, we'll start packing up this camp and head on out of here. Made the drive up out of camp and we're back on the main road now. The plan this morning is to head up to an awesome lookout in the area, Blue Knob Lookout, over in Tappan Top State Forest, I think it is, or National Park. Not too far from where we camped, and yeah, awesome views out over the whole area, so we're going to head up there now and check it out. Here we are, Blue Knob Lookout, absolutely spectacular spot, just 360-degree views all around you as far as you can see, and we're the only ones up here, which is cool. There's a little camp spot down there too that we have camped at before. It is a bit breezy up here, but not too bad, not as bad as it was yesterday. Yesterday was crazy. Any words you'd like to say about your new four-wheel driving car experience?
I don't know where the car keys are.
So we're living up here forever. Pop down from the tower and lookout, which is just up there. We're going to make some fresh bread rolls for lunch. Nice table down here in the sun now to that breeze a little bit. Soak it all in and enjoy the views. Next stop of the day for an afternoon swim, Pottery Falls. I've been here a few times before, but I've never actually filmed anything here. It's an amazing waterfall and swimming spot out in this mountain area here. The waterfall sort of comes down between the rocks there into like a massive deep hole. You see people jump off the trees up the top and everything. Don't fall in. Good luck. Finished up at the waterfall there, back at the car, and we're on our way up out of here, but I wanted to try the other way out of that Pottery Falls, which I've never done before. A little bit of a lesser used sort of four-wheel drive-ish track. You definitely need a four-wheel drive to get up it, but nothing too hard. There's just a few washaways and logs across it and things to navigate, which makes it a little bit interesting. We'll keep heading up out of here and see what else we come across. That was close. It was scraping the swag a bit. Came up off that track and then we're heading on the main road out of here and started hearing like a on the car. I thought something like the treads had come loose on the roof or something, but got out and noticed that this back tyre is completely wrecked. As you can see there, it's got no air in it at all. So I guess there's one of the potential consequences of taking a stock standard vehicle out the bush. They are, what are they, Bridgestone dual or all-terrain, so they're not road tyres, but I don't think I've ever had a flat out the bush on a muddy. I think actually one time about 4 years ago I smashed a sidewall on a sharp rock, but yeah, other than that, I remember this is what happened when we first took Dad's MUX out the bush with stock standard tyres on as well. We got 2 flats, so I do have new tyres coming, but they're still a couple of weeks away. But yeah, these sort of light all-terrain tyres and your road tyres just aren't really up to sort of these rocky bush tracks. Just gotta work out what we're gonna do about this. There's a spare on the back. Also have an air compressor and a tyre repair kit with me too, so I might pump it back up, see where I can work out where the air's coming from and if I can plug it or not. I'll pump the tyre back up first and see if I can work out where the air's coming from to plug it. New air compressor. It's a mean mother one that I got from Outback Equipment. Haven't used it before, but we'll give it a crack. See where it like put a fair bit of pressure on all of this stuff. It should slowly creep forward. Yeah. Wow. Okay, go back. Back. Keep going. Go, 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 go. Stop. Yeah, there it is. Okay. There you can see that's where the air's coming from. Obviously something's just split it there. We could change it or we could plug it. Now I did get together a few like supplies and spares and various things to bring with the Patrol, because I sort of, you know, try to be ready for a few situations given we're out the bush on our own. And one of the things I did get was a tyre repair kit. I got tyre deflator, tyre repair kit, a few bits and pieces in here. Now, I've always carried one of these with me, never used it. And that's because, as I said before, I run mud tyres. The only time I ever broke one was when I just completely destroyed the whole sidewall on a sharp rock years ago, which was unrepairable. But this should be repairable, and because it's up on the actual tread, I'm fairly sure that's still legal to drive on the road with. You just can't legally drive on a road with a repaired sidewall. But don't quite know how to use this, but it'll be a good chance to figure it out.
You're in the way though.
Alright, we'll see how we go. I got 3 plugs in there, so you jam down your plug thing in and it seems to have stopped leaking. We'll air up and then we'll sort of take it slow. I might walk along beside the car for the first 50 metres or so and just see if it's going to hold. If not, then we can change the spare, which probably would have been just as quick, but I was interested just to have a go at plugging a tyre because I've never done it before. Can still hear it slightly leaking, so I'm going to put one more plug in there, and then if that doesn't work I'll just change it. Whacked one more in there and it seemed to hold now, and then we just put another one in for good measure. It's all pumped up, seems to be holding, so hopefully this time it works. We'll give it a go anyway. After we came out of the bush, we made the drive down onto the coast. We're down here at Harrington on the river and the beach having a little bit of dinner. We just got some takeaway to end the weekend. We got some pizza, chips. Not the healthiest, but it was getting late. Awesome weekend away. First trip in the Patrol. Good little test out for it, but yeah, had a great time. We're gonna end it here, make the drive back home tonight. Definitely have to get those tyres sorted sooner rather than later. I got some new ones coming in a week or so, they should be, but then the suspension is still a month away. I don't know if the new tyres are gonna fit before I put the suspension on, but probably a bit I might have to see if I can get that one we repaired properly fixed. It's maybe a bit dodgy, sort of keep taking them out the bush, I guess. The other thing I thought is those tyres are probably very old. They're the second set of tyres that have ever been on that car, so they could be, you know, I don't know, 6 to 8 year old tyres. Anyways, went it there, hopefully you enjoyed, and boy. Do you want to say bye?
Boy.
Alright, we just grabbed a spot up here in the corner of this paddock rather than squishing in down between those two forward. Alright, we just grabbed a spot up here, and so the camp's set up at the moment. I don't know what to say, I don't know what to talk about. Just something about the morning that's interesting. A little bit windy this morning, but we have woke. Yeah. But the reason we got these drip filters is because she was using. But the reason we got these paper. But the reason we got these filter things is because it's a wind. Oh, Jesus. Got a very feisty. Yeah, it's kind of weird that like this is what I do for a job.
Yeah.
Like
Talk to yourself.
Talk to myself on a camera. Like make food and drive a car around the bush and stuff like that.
I said taste it, not devour it.
Yep. Very good.
Jesus Christ.
So usually these
Like always.
we're heading home this afternoon. It's a mean mother one that I got back. It's a mean mother one.